Hello, it's Nancy Juetten, and today is Monday, June 21st, 2021. It is the longest day of the year. It is a day to reflect upon and enjoy in every moment. And it's also a really important day, I believe, to take stock of what has happened for the first 6 months of 2021 for you. How has your star elevated? How have your revenues grown? How has your visibility grown? What steps have you taken to broadcast your brilliance and be known to more of the people that have the possibility of working with you? I suggest that June 21st be a perfect day to sit on the deck, open up a notebook, and actually reflect upon what the heck has happened in the first 6 months. Because you know what? Chances are a whole lot has happened. I was thinking about this myself. Listen, I don't want to make this a political broadcast and I don't want it to be about current events, but let's face facts. We had a new president take office in the January of this year. We had 3 or 4 companies come up with epic vaccines to address the COVID-19 pandemic. These are epic shifts in the landscape that have had a huge impact on all of our lives personally and probably every other way. So let's just acknowledge that this last 6 months has been epic and seismic in so many dimensions. Let's just take a breath and take that in. There's an awful lot that we've had to endure, an awful lot that we've had to accomplish, an awful lot that we have experienced in life, perhaps uncommon to anything we've ever experienced before. So let's just take a breath and say, yeah, wow, 2021, we're on the backside of the worst pandemic that any of us have ever experienced in our lifetime. The world is starting to open up. Live stages are starting to open up. Live events are starting to attract people who want to invest money to go to attend them and buy plane tickets and go be peopling again with folks eye to eye, nose to nose, and toe to toe. Heck, I'm one of them. I've been at home in my office for a very long time, and I miss being with people. Do you? Gosh, I miss that. I think coming on live once a week has been just a godsend, just for my ability to make a connection with someone, people that are following my work that want to pay attention. So thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'm so happy that you are here. And I want to say a couple of things. What goals did you set for yourself at the start of the new year? How far along have you progressed to achieve them? What lessons have you learned? What revelations have you come to? And how will these observations inform what next you do? I believe that we should love what it is that we do. And one of the posts I made over the weekend is, are you in the cringe zone? Or are you in the love zone? Because sometimes we may be following the yellow brick road from some guru that says, if you follow this particular recipe, you will achieve whatever it is that you desire for yourself. And then when you think about the road that you have to travel to accomplish that big objective, you might be thinking, yuck, there isn't anything about that path that I like. There isn't any love along the path. It's just one cringe zone right after the other. And if you find yourself following the cringe zone to accomplish your path to riches, fame, and fortune, then maybe June 21st is your day to wake up and say, I don't want to do it that way anymore. I want to get known and get paid in the ways that are aligned with where I am really strong and where I have great gifts to share and where I have great value to add and where it's actually intuitively and consciously easy for me. What a revelation. So as you look at your results for the last 6 months, there's 5 categories I invite you to consider. Number 1, how were your sales and your profits? Number 2, how did you go above and beyond the call to exceed a client's expectation for a big win or service beyond their expectations so that your own reputation can rise as you support others in accomplishing their biggest objectives? Number 3, did your audience grow? Did your opt-in subscriber list grow? Did the number of people in your Facebook group grow? More importantly, to what extent was your Facebook group engaged? Because if you have people in the group who are not engaging, well, that's not a win. That's just quantity over quality. And what we want is quality people leaning in and paying attention to what it is that we share. And then the fifth point is, what steps did you take along the path to up your own game as a professional, as a business owner, to advance along skill mastery? Because if we're not getting better, we're staying the same, and staying the same is not an ideal outcome. I find that when you think about how you personally have grown and what skills you've developed, and you give yourself an honest assessment, and you really revel in what you've accomplished and also examine where your opportunities still are, this is where the real juicy stuff happens, where you actually make observations that can inform what next is going to be your best step. So this is just a really great exercise to consider as you look at the first 6 months of the year. How was it for you? Was it hot or was it not? And why was that? And what responsibility can you take for what happened? You know, in my work with clients, I notice that sometimes life gets in the way. Life often gets in the way. We have family commitments. We have kids coming and going. We have unfortunate things happen. Sometimes it's disability, death, disaster, diagnosis, all these kinds of things that happen. I know that these things can be derailing because I've experienced that myself. I've been fairly transparent in sharing with y'all that during the 2017 and 2019 window, my get known, get paid business pretty much stopped, full stop, because of all those big D's that crossed my path. I just didn't have the bandwidth to handle everything that life had shown me and also rise up to serve at the very highest level as a mentor in this business. And so I just had to dial it back and deal with what life had served up. Now, all of those big D's seem to be in the rearview mirror, and I'm so grateful. And I really do believe that this is my finest hour, and I bring it consistently every single day because this is my work. This is what I do. This is what I love. And so I wanted to show you a couple of things and maybe reveal a couple of things that might be instructive if you're paying attention. Number one is I love to speak and podcast guest. Being visible on the right shows and talking about what it is that I know how to teach people about. It's intuitively easy, it's fun, and I feel like that's my wheelhouse. And I actually keep track of the podcasts that I get booked on and what happens as a result. And I realize that you're not going to be able to read this or see it, but you see those green bars? Those green bars show that as a direct result of being on this podcast, I actually brought money into my business that was meaningful. I ask myself every day, what activities am I putting forth to generate revenue in my business? And am I actually making that result manifest? And it looks to me like about 50% of my podcast guest spots have resulted in revenue in my shopping cart and new clients to serve in the ways that I love to. I love it. There's not a cringe associated with any of it. Isn't any wonder that I want to double down on this strategy, because there's so many things you can do to create funnels and to create this and that and the other thing. But I just like to speak up and make my impact. How about you? Do you like to speak up and make your impact? Podcast guesting is a fabulous way to do that. And it certainly has paid off for me. And it is a strategy and has many tactics that I gladly share with my clients who enroll in my Broadcast Your Brilliance Bootcamp and other programs. But that brings me to another thing. The Broadcast Your Brilliance Bootcamp is my very favorite way to serve. That's the love zone for me. That's where I feel like I'm at my absolute best. If you are someone who has 5 or 6 different programs and you're trying to make them all work and none of them are working well, what would happen if you doubled down or tripled down on the program you love the most and gave it your full attention? Because you know what? I have been doing that. And over the last couple of days, I was reflecting on what has happened as a result. And the growth trajectory is like this. And I can now anticipate what the next few quarters are going to look like as I continue to bring my message to the right people in the manner in which feels best to me. The wash, rinse, and repeat strategy of doing something you love and doing it again and again, amen, without having to reinvent the wheel all the time. I don't know about you, but I'm a creative professional and I have resisted that for years. I am embracing it now because there's something I love to do, something that brings about powerful results for my clients. It's something that feels like it's absolutely in my wheelhouse. And I'm just going to stay right there and call it good because it feels like what I'm supposed to be doing at this vintage of my life. And I'm just owning it unapologetically and going all the way as a result. So what I would invite you to do if you are looking at June as the first 6 months of your 2021 is, what did you set for yourself as a goal? What did you accomplish? What lessons did you learn? What revelations did you come to? And how will this inform what next happens for you? What big wins did you make in the shopping cart? How did you go the extra mile for your clients? Did you grow your audience? Did you grow your visibility? And did you attract some new skills? And how are you going to double down going forward to make magic happen in all of these buckets so that you can be smiling in every possible way? Smiling for the human being you're becoming, smiling for the impact you're making for the clients that are smart enough to work with you, and smiling all the way to the bank because the results that you wanted and set for yourself are actually showing up there. Consider it and let me know what you decide that's going to be your next best step. Now, if you are not growing your audience and you have not advanced with your visibility, and you know that that is the single lever that you need to pull so that all the rest of it can work better, I'm an excellent teacher to show you how to amp up those elements so that you can have the results that you want to celebrate. And if you think I'm your teacher and you would like to have a serious chat about how we can work together, you'll see scrolling across the bottom of the screen a getknowngetpaid.com/apply button, and you can apply for a consultation with me to let me know what you want to accomplish and when, and we can explore what that could look like. If you are serious about that, not a tire kicker, but someone who is serious about chatting about doing business with me and exploring what that could look like, I look forward to talking with you. My fondest hope is that whatever the next 6 months will look like for you, you will continue to be an active, engaged, participating member of the Raise Your Voice, Make Your Impact Facebook group. I want to send a shout out to Kelly Filardo, who is an active, engaged member of this group. She invited me to be a guest on her business, what did she call it? Best-selling author mastery weekend event. And I had the good fortune to address a number of her potential clients about how to grow your audience even before your book is in your hand. And what do you know? There's another virtual speaking engagement where better than half of the people that were participating liked what I said and how I said it so much that they rushed to join this group. I love the instant gratification that comes with speaking to the right people, delivering a message that resonates, and knowing that people were drawn to that message to the point that they wanted to become part of this group. If you were among those new members, thank you for joining. I'm so glad you're here. And I want to encourage you to follow Kelly's example. She engages in the group. She comments in the group. She shows up as a leader in the group. And what do you know? We have developed a relationship. She invites me to speak on her stages. I have had occasion to invite her to speak here. What do you know? Here we are. It's all about relationships and growing in your deepening of your relationships with people who are going downtown fast and wanting to go there with you. So please, if you've been a lurker, why not start participating? See what amazing people you can meet in this group. Maybe the person you want to engage with most is me. I don't know, but I can't find out unless you start raising your hand, posting some comments, and letting me know that raising your voice and making your impact is what is important to you, and that it is the single most persuasive lever that you can pull to get known and also get paid. So dial in that offer that you love to deliver. Set the cringe zone in the rearview mirror and start paving a path where you get to do the things that are aligned with your skills, your talents, and your abilities so that you can succeed on your own terms and on terms that make you very proud of what you have accomplished in every possible way. So this is Nancy Juetten, just a short little show for the last bit of June to get you inspired about what's coming forward and your part in evaluating how it's gone and what you're going to do next. If I can be a player in your success story, let me hear from you. I look forward to having that conversation. And that is all I have for you for today. Bye-bye for now.